So I've convinced them at Chantilly to create a drink slash ice cream called the Gallantian. Sometimes it's referred to as the Gladiator, but it's 3 scoops of chocolate gelato along with 1 shot of espresso. So yeah, if you want to get that, just come into Chantilly in Harrison Hot Springs. It's really good. Yeah, thanks. There you go. See? Gallantiator. Breakfast of champions. Train the muscles, not the joints. So welcome back to Natural Gallant Bodybuilding, and now that I'm done the ice cream, I can train, right? Because that's how it works. I don't wait to get the reward after training. I just get the reward right away, and then I go work out because I'm supposed to burn off those calories. So that's how it works, just so you know. I do the guilt approach. The guilt approach can be a perfect approach to your training. Actually, I'm just kidding. I never work with guilt, but you might work with guilt, so maybe it's a suggestion for you. Go nuts with it if it works, right? Whatever works, right? But anyway, today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what factors to take into account when you're deciding what rep range to use. Because a lot of times I go in the gym and I don't really have a preconceived notion of what I'm going to do because I go first and foremost on how I feel. Now, I believe in using all rep ranges in order to gain muscle size and in order to gain strength. At least a lot of different rep ranges, anything from 4 or 5 reps to 50 reps in some cases. So I do believe in high reps and I do believe in low reps, and I believe in incorporating all of them as much as possible. I don't know if you've noticed, but I am sporting the new Murph's Gym tank top. So this isn't an endorsement. I just am pretty proud of that bright blue tank top that I'm wearing there. So I thought I'd just draw attention to that. So welcome to Natural Gallant Bodybuilding Fashion right here on YouTube. Depending on your muscle fiber type, depending on what you're dominant with, whether you have more fast twitch fibers or slow twitch fibers, this will dictate what type of percentages of lightweight to heavyweight workouts will benefit you. So a guy that with a lot more slow twitch or endurance fibers in his body, he'll benefit a lot more from maybe higher rep type workouts than say somebody that's fast twitch fiber dominated. So that's something that might influence your decision. So don't worry about if you see somebody else using a different type of ratio than you, because it is an individual thing and each person will have their own individual sort of formula for gaining muscle. That's the word I was looking for. They'll have their perfect formula or ratio of fast twitch fiber exercises or weights and slow twitch fiber weights. So fast twitch meaning power, slow twitch meaning endurance. So low reps versus high reps. So what I do is I will first and foremost just assess how I feel. So if any joints or anything feel a little tweaky that day, or if I feel like my muscles are extremely tight, then that's definitely not a day that I'm going to go for a 5 rep set and start straining my ass off and say, okay, I'm going to lift as heavy as possible, because obviously that's going to be more of a risk of an injury, right? So that's the first thing I get out of the way, and that's the most important factor to take into account. Always how you feel. You never want to risk injury just because you got to get that training day in and you're trying to get that heavyweight no matter what. And that's a mistake a lot of beginners make, and it's a mistake I made many times when I was first training, because I was like, okay, I don't care how my back feels, I'm still going to lift that 5 plates for squats today, or I'm still going to do heavy deadlifts or heavy Romanians or heavy bent over rows. And that is the thing that you start to notice as you train, and as you go along in years, you're going to notice that your wisdom goes up quite significantly. Where you're like, oh, well, the first 10 times I ignored what my body was saying to me, and then I tweaked something, and then you're like, okay, I'm going to actually pay attention to it now. I know what the signs or the markers are of when not to go heavy. So that's number one. When you feel bad or when your body feels kind of tweaky, you definitely don't want to be going heavy on those days. So that's one factor. Now, another factor that helps me decide whether I should go heavy or not is when my muscles feel dead or they feel like they've just got no push to them. So say I've done a lot of heavy workouts, I've done tons of heavy workouts, and it's almost like I feel like I'm hitting a wall. So when I push the weight, it feels like my nervous system is dead. It feels like my muscles just have nothing to them. That's usually a good sign that a high rep day is in order, because, you know, what's the point of just kicking a dead horse, as they say, or beating a dead horse. I mean, the horse is already dead. You don't need to hit those muscle fibers anymore. Why not use this opportunity now to pump a lot of blood in there so you can get some extra recovery, and then also hit some different muscle fibers at the same time. So 2 birds with 1 stone, right? That's how it works. So from doing this, you get a synergistic type effect. So you're getting faster healing, faster recovery, and you're hitting more muscles. And of course, you're getting that hypertrophy effect that everybody's after, along with increasing your strength, because more recovery means that your strength is definitely going to have a better ability to go up, right? Recovery is always a good thing. Now, this can also work in the opposite direction. Sometimes I'm doing a lot of light workouts, a lot of 20, 30, 40 rep type workouts, and then I notice that my muscles feel flat. They almost feel like I just can't get a pump in them. No matter how much reps I'm doing, it feels like they just feel almost like deflated in some way. And that's when I know that's a sure sign that I need a heavy workout. I need a workout to hit those other fiber types, because I've already done one fiber type to death. I've already hit those slow twitch fibers, those endurance fibers so much that now I need to hit the fast twitch or power fibers, and I need to do a workout for that. So assuming my body feels good, assuming all my joints and everything feel good, then I will go for a heavy workout for that particular body part that is feeling flat at that time. So you'll see this with biceps for me. Sometimes I'll do a lot of 30 pounders on the incline or 35 pounders and do sets of 20, 25 reps. And then the odd time you'll see me do some cheat reps with 50-pound dumbbells. And you'll also notice that my form on these curls is changing. Sometimes I'll do this kind of slight swing type movement, just trying to keep that tension on the bicep and get constant continuous reps. And then sometimes I'll actually do some stricter movements. And you could almost say that the faster reps like that almost incorporate a little bit more fast twitch fibers. And then the strict reps actually hit a little bit more of the slow twitch fibers. So this is something that's also lost on the internet quite a bit. Like everybody says strict all the time, strict all the time. But the fact is, when you're doing strict, you're going to be hitting different muscle fibers as opposed to doing those power fast movements. And this is proven. It's a proven fact. When you're doing faster movements, you're going to be hitting the fast twitch fibers much more so. So this is another reason why I find sometimes too strict actually kills my gains, and I need to do those non-strict type reps from time to time, as long as I'm in the scenario where I'm not risking injury. Now, another factor that I take into account when I'm deciding what rep range to use is how I feel outside the gym. Not just in the gym, but outside the gym. The next day, how do I feel? How do my muscles feel? Do they feel full? Do they feel pumped? Do they feel just a little bit tight? Do they feel sore? Do they feel flat? Do they feel small? And this is something that you can take into account. So you're always watching the body. You're always watching the body and finding out, okay, how does it feel? What's going on with the body right now? What does it look like? What does it feel like? And some people mistake this for narcissism, but really all it is just paying attention. You're just paying attention to what type of stimulus is doing what to the body at any one time. So say you did workouts of light weight for 2, 3, 4 weeks, and you're noticing that after your workouts the next day, you feel kind of flat. You don't necessarily feel like the muscles are full. You don't feel like the t-shirt is tight. Maybe you're losing a little bit of weight. Maybe you're not stimulating the fast twitch fibers enough. And this could also work the opposite direction. Say you're doing heavy all the time, but you're noticing that, again, your muscles are kind of flat. They're kind of dead. There's not really a lot of size to them. They're just maybe the muscles need more recovery. Maybe your joints are feeling worn out. Maybe your muscles are actually feeling just not strong and just overtrained in some way, and you don't have that pumped sort of feeling. Sometimes this is a good sign that you just need to change the rep range, and going into your next workout and just changing that rep range up, as long as it agrees with your body at the time, might be the perfect possible thing. So this is another factor that I do take into account when I go into the gym, is how did I feel the day of not being in the gym, the day before, the day after, the last few days, like whatever it is. And this can play a massive role in how I decide what I should be doing next. So I hope this helps you decide what rep range is right for you. Maybe it gives you a few ideas on how to decide what rep range to use in any one given workout. And thanks a lot for watching. And if you need to get hold of me, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com. And thanks a lot to the Patreon supporters, and take care for now.